Hello and welcome again to another session on foreign exchange transactions. In the previous session, we understood what are Nostro accounts. Today, we'll talk about another type of account maintained by foreign exchange dealers, banks dealing in foreign exchange. These accounts are Vostro accounts. So, foreign exchange transactions impact Nostro accounts. Whenever there's a conversion of foreign currency in India, either on account of trade, remittances, or travel, it results in a debit or credit to the Nostro account of the bank, as we saw in the earlier sessions. So, for example, if there is an export transaction, Nostro account will be credited. Imports will result in a debit to Nostro account, and so on and so forth, as we saw in the previous session. So, Forex transactions impact Nostro accounts. In one of our earlier sessions, we also took an example of HDFC Bank to understand Nostro accounts. Let's see that again. So we assumed that HDFC Bank deals in two currencies, pound sterling and US dollars. And we also assumed that its US dollar account is with BNY Mellon, New York, and its pound sterling account is with Standard Chartered Bank, London. So these banks are correspondent banks of HDFC Bank, and HDFC Bank will refer to its accounts in foreign currency with these banks abroad as Nostro accounts. Nostro, as we saw earlier, in Latin means ours. So all forex transactions impact Nostro accounts, but there could be occasions when transactions can happen in Indian rupees and the conversion into Indian rupees can happen abroad. Let's see such a scenario, because for such transactions, the account involved will be Vostro account. So we saw inward remittance in foreign currency, which results in inflow of foreign currency into the country, and the beneficiary gets rupees after the bank converts that foreign currency into rupees at the applicable buying rate. But there could be a possibility where the forex conversion happens abroad and rupee payment happens in India. So in such case, there is only inflow of rupees into India. No foreign exchange transaction happens in India. Let's take a specific case. We are assuming that there is a construction worker, say in Kuwait, and he's earning in Kuwaiti dinars, which is the local currency of that country. He wants to send rupees to his family in, say, Mumbai. So what he does is he goes to a local bank. We'll assume that it is Commercial Bank of Kuwait, or Al Tijari as it is called, tenders the local currency, which is Kuwaiti dinar, and requests Commercial Bank of Kuwait to send a remittance not in Kuwaiti dinar, but after converting it into rupees in Kuwait and sending the remittance in rupees to the beneficiary in India. So Commercial Bank of Kuwait takes the local currency, which is Kuwaiti dinar, and transfers it, converts it into a foreign currency, which is Indian rupee in their country, and it has then got to pay Indian rupees in India to the beneficiary, which is the members of the family of the remitter from Kuwait. So for Commercial Bank of Kuwait to make payment, it must maintain an account in Indian rupees with a bank in India. Only then it can make payment in rupees to the beneficiary of the remittance. So let us assume that it is maintaining its Indian rupee account with ICICI Bank, Mumbai. So which then becomes the correspondent bank of Commercial Bank of Kuwait. So CBK will instruct its correspondent bank to debit its rupee account and pay the amount to the beneficiary in India. So in the books of ICICI Bank, CBK's account in Indian rupees is referred to as Vostro account, which is your account in Latin, your account in our books. So let's make a quick comparison of these two accounts. Vostro account is always in Indian rupees, is of a bank abroad. In this case, it was Al Tijari, Commercial Bank of Kuwait. They maintain the rupee account with ICICI Bank, Mumbai. Nostro account, on the other hand, is an account in foreign currency maintained by an Indian bank with a bank abroad. So Vostro account is your account. Vostro in Latin means yours. Nostro account is our account. In Latin, Nostro means ours. Vostro account is maintained in Indian rupee with a bank in India. This example, as we saw, has ICICI Bank maintaining the account of Commercial Bank of Kuwait. Nostro accounts are maintained in foreign currency with banks abroad. We took the examples of BNY Mellon and Standard Chartered Bank. Foreign exchange transaction happens abroad in a Vostro account. Commercial Bank of Kuwait, as we saw here, converts Kuwaiti dinar into rupees. In Nostro account, conversion happens in India. So this is the comparison between Vostro accounts and Nostro account. In this brief session, we understood what are Vostro accounts, and we also saw a comparison between Nostro accounts and Vostro accounts. Thank you for watching this session.